Good day, class. Today we are going to talk about the lodging industry. Now, what is the lodging industry? We spoke about the role of the housekeeping department in this hospitality industry. We spoke about the tourism and the hospitality industry. So, what is the lodging industry exactly? Let's look at the learning outcomes. Number one, at the end of this lesson, I want you to be able to explain how the travel and tourism industry can be categorized and classified in terms of their sizes and target markets. Number two, I want you to be able to classify hotels in terms of their level of services and ownership and affiliation. Number three, I want you to be able to describe characteristics of business, pleasure, group, and international travelers. Number four, I want you to be able to identify factors that influence travelers' buying decisions. And the last learning outcome is to describe how hotels can become more responsible for their incentives, what they have. Now, let's look at the travel and tourism industry that consists out of 5 parts. Now, what are those 5 parts? Number one is the lodging industry, the transport industry, the food and beverage operations industry, the retail services and stores, and the different types of activities. Now, when we look at the hospitality industry, it is obviously part of the travel and tourism industry, and this hospitality industry consists of the lodging in the section, the food and beverage operation, and obviously institutional food and beverage services. Now, when you look at the institutional food and beverage services, it's probably the hostel is in school hostels, the hospitals, those we call institutional food and beverage services because they do offer food, just like the hotels, for example. Then let's classify our hotels. Now, how can hotels be classified? We do classify them by either their sizes, their target markets, their level of service, or their owners, or their ownership, or their affiliation. Now, let's look at the target market. When we say target market, what do we mean exactly? Now, two of the most important marketing challenges of a lodging properties are actually who else can we attract? Okay, who can we attract? If you are having a lodging establishment, for example, who do you want to accommodate? So you should know who do I want to target exactly. Lodging properties seek to identify target markets, obviously, and target markets are distinctively defined groups of travelers that the hotels seek to retain or to attract, obviously, its guests. Okay? Now, let's look at the types of hotels, or rather, the types of classified segments that we get in the industry, in the hospitality and tourism industry. So we have different types of hotels. We have a list of them, I think even 20. Let me name few: commercial hotels, airport hotels, suite hotels, extended hotels, residential hotels, resort hotels, B&Bs, casino hotels, etc. Let's look at the commercial hotel. What is a commercial hotel? Being in Namibia, obviously, we have a lot of commercial hotels, and we'll give few examples. I think the Avani, now the Country Club, the Safari, those are commercial hotels. Why are we saying so? Because they are located in the towns, that's number one. Cities and villages, they are primarily served. Often located near train stations, that's what they say. Located in downtown or business district. Largest group of these hotels, when you look at it, the commercial hotels are the largest because they cater for business people. And they also have few things that are complementary, like newspapers, coffee, calls, computers, internet, etc. Airport pickups, So there is a lot of complementary services when it comes to commercial hotels. Right, let's look at the airport hotels. Airport hotels, in Namibia, we don't really have airport hotels, but we refer to Haya Lodge and so forth because the airport is a bit far. But obviously, we must know that airport hotels are built, obviously, because of travel purposes. And the target market are business travelers, airline passengers, with travel layovers, cancel flights, etc. Okay? And let's look at the street hotels. Street hotels. These are the fast growing segments of the lodging industry lately. Features guest room with a living room or a parlor. Some guest room include kitchenette, generally have fewer, more limited public areas, target market people located to areas and so forth. Okay? So let's look at the residential hotels. They provide a long-term or permanent accommodation, located primarily, obviously, in residential areas. Okay, and they say declining in popularity nowadays, and they are like your self-catering apartments in Namibia. Okay, let's look at the resort hotels. Resort hotels, often chosen as a destination or a vacation spot, usually located in exotic location away from crowded residential areas, because you are looking for a resort, hey? Usually feature recreational facilities. Okay, when I was working at the country club, obviously, it was a resort. It's still called Windhoek, the Windhoek Country Club Resort, you know, and casino now. So because those times the town was not there yet, it was very important for us to have recreational facilities like the golf. Golf was the main thing, you know. But when you look at it now, obviously the country club is no more a resort, although it still keeps the name. Now it's in the middle of the city. Okay, they say usually it provides extensive food and beverage, valet and room services. Typically feature a leisure, relaxed atmosphere, and often employs social directors. And as we know, there's mostly like the Windhoek Country Club Resort is a chain hotel. It has a board of directors. It has managers, a lot of managers because it has a lot of hotels. So those are the resort hotels. Let's look at the lifestyle hotels. You know, appeal to a specific travelers who enjoy certain architectural, art, culture, and so forth. Okay, we do have them in Namibia as well. So your homework obviously will come for you to tell me which hotels are those, and the B&Bs are the famous ones. Okay, so bed and breakfast hotels we have so many of them in Namibia, and everybody knows. Okay, then we have the vacation ownership hotels. Okay, these ones are normally situated in Swakop, but we know about them and we will speak about them in future. Okay, then we have the condominiums are exactly the same as the vacation ownership hotels, and we also have them in Swakop. Okay, let's look at the casino hotels. We all know the Country Club, the Avani, you know, they all have casinos. Not necessarily that a hotel is called a casino hotel, but yes, uh, all the hotels with in a department as a casino, they are casino hotels. And obviously they feature gambling. That's the main thing. Why they are called casino hotels, because they have a gambling department. And guest room and food and beverage operation are often luxurious, obviously. They try to cater for their people that are playing in the casinos all these benefits, all right? Let's look at the conference centers. You know, conference centers are specifically designed to handle group meetings, provide all the services and equipment necessary for meeting successes, often located outside metropolitan areas. So it's better to have your conference centers away from the city, because you want your staff members obviously to concentrate and not to be hearing the train, and not to be disturbed, not to go break time to go to the shops. So you want them to be away from all these things. And they also may provide extensive leisure activities. So as if you are having a conference, obviously you can invite your guests to get away on a game or something, just to make sure that they concentrate on what you are talking about. And the last hotels that we have are the convention hotels. They are almost the same as the conference hotels, because convention is much larger than hotels. And they say this segment has grown significantly in recent years and often have 1,000 of guest rooms. Because if you are coming for a convention, you need to stay at the property. And this property obviously has to have a lot of rooms. And they're talking about often have thousands of guest rooms, can have 50 square feet or more, primarily direct directed towards business travelers, a full line of business services, host stage regional, national, and international meetings, and may book business way in advance. Meaning, if you're going to have a convention in 2 years' time, you can book in advance, and the convention hotel will take care of you. Now, this is the end of our lesson. Let's look at the questions. Thank you.